This is Dr. Willie Jolley and the beautiful
me.
That's good.
Thank
Yeah, Dee Taylor-Jolley, my bride of going on 36 years, and tell people publicly and privately.
Your ride or die partner.
My ride or die. That's the truth. She's my ride or die, and
it's happy married Mondays to the Jollies. So make love.
Make love.
Make it last.
Make it last. A broadcast. Make love. Make money. Make it last. You wrote the book. Make love. Make money. Make it last. The broadcast.
Thank you this evening.
Glad to have everybody coming. Please join in because we got a lot to do tonight. And come in and Moses Vincent is on Facebook. Hey Moses, gift your bride and your young man. We're proud of you and proud of him. We want to tell everybody to. We used to tell you to start a watch party, but I understand that they've stopped. They've eliminated that. So just share this,
so
like
follow
it.
The Jollies on a variety of platforms. That's what it's
Jolly. Just follow the Jollies on all the platforms.
Then subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
What's our YouTube channel?
HappilyMarriedMondays.com. HappilyMarriedMondays.com. Get all episodes. And then share this with your friends and family members.
Tell us what topics you would like to discuss, or if you have a particular question. And the question, the topic tonight was actually prompted by a question that came in last week, and we did some research on it. So we have some intelligence.
We told you last week we were Jada Pollard has joined. Welcome. Now we told you last week. Mark Stevens, good to have you. We told you last week we were going to do part 2 of smart as a whip in business, dumb as a rock in relationships. Now we'll kind of touch on that, but this did become precedent because we got this lesson question that is not.
And think.
Yeah, it's not a rare question. It's a common question, and we just got it in a form that was so direct and so profound that we had to stop and say, okay, let's add this or focus on this, and we'll kind of talk a little more about the dumb as a rock concept as well.
You just said the dumbest because you.
I love that you're dumb as a rock.
Let's not go there.
All right, here we go. We're going to get going. For those who might be joining us first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are the Dr. Willie and Dee Jolley. We're the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, 10 Secrets to Shape a Great Marriage. We've been married going on 36 years, and I still got the hots for her. She turns me on. I told her if she leave me, I'm coming with her, and that's it. She can't go nowhere without me, and that's it.
So I might as well stay.
Might as well stay, because if you leave me for another man, I'm going to be in the bed with the two of y'all.
I don't have enough energy. It's more than enough to keep track of you. Let's get focused.
All right, so join us for that. JollyMarriage.com is where you can purchase the books. You need to get 2 copies.
As well as to get a free chapter of the chapter on communication, which really is the most important chapter.
The biggest and the most.
Communicate. Yep. It's not just talking communication. It's also how you listen proactively.
It takes
how you respond to your mate.
Good communication is good talking, but more good listening. I heard that quote today. So that's good. That's good. All right. So let's talk about what is at hand this evening.
Okay. So again, the topic.
The topic is, how do you handle addiction issues in your marriage/relationship?
Okay. And as a result of that, I had to start to do my research, and I found out there were all kinds of addictions. So before we get into that, let's do a little. This is May. Okay.
Oh, okay, May. And
let's
I
do
know
a quick
the
summary.
teacher in her wants to give you some of the things about
I'm a
May.
natural teacher, and so let's get to it. This is Small Business Week.
Oh.
And we're small business.
We are small business.
Okay.
Yes.
So support your small businesses in all different areas. I know there are a million and one, like on SB with designs, the clothing. Support small businesses.
Good.
This is also Public Service Recognition Week.
Yep.
Is there in May there'll be Women's Health Week, which is important. Did you know there's something called Motorcycle Awareness? Stroke Victim Awareness, and it's also Mental Health Month. Okay, specific observances. We have Mother's Day coming up on the 9th. So not just your natural born mother, but anybody who pours into you, who's a female that you might consider a mother figure. Say hi to them. Like I got a card from somebody today.
Yeah, we got to get
Marguerite.
And we got to get our card out to Mother McCullough down
there. We got a card to Mother McCullough.
Oh Lord, we better get that card out.
To my niece whose birthday, to my cousin who's having a birthday on
Mother McCullough, 88 years old, calls us and says, "What y'all doing?" First time I met her, she was in her late 70s. I said, tell me about you, ma'am." She said she was at a book signing. She said, "Oh, I go see the old folks and take care of them." I said, "Lord, have mercy." She's fantastic. All right, go ahead.
So,
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to somebody, which is coming up on Sunday the 9th. There's something called Bike to Work Day, which is the 3rd Friday in May. There's Armed Forces Day, which is the 3rd Saturday in May. There's Geek Pride, G-E-E-K, geeks. There's Geek Pride Day on May 25th. It's National Hamburger Day, National Burger Day on the 28th, and of course Memorial Day on the 31st.
So a couple of things also in that is we want to also encourage everybody during this month to celebrate those who got children graduating from college. This is a big college month graduating. Now, I got to get some shout outs here. Oh my goodness, we got Vincent Phipps from Chattanooga. As soon as I saw that name, I said, "That's my man from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Good to have you." Kevin Thole, he said, I appreciate you guys covering this topic because he said, "I'm a recovering addict."
Thank you.
And he is my guy. We haven't talked, Kevin. What's up with that? And then Danny Mack is up. Danny Mack Crimin. What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Let's talk about addiction.
Okay.
And there are a lot of types of addiction.
How do you handle addiction issues in your relationship? And it was prompted by a specific question that you got, which was, did you repeat that, please? Can you summarize what the question was?
Yeah, because it was
how our answers were so very different. Go.
All right. So here was the question. A lady called and said she's been in a long-term relationship.
So she's not married.
With this gentleman, and he has an alcohol problem, addiction. And she wanted to know what resources we could recommend, and she wanted advice on whether she should continue in this relationship. She's put a lot of time in it.
She didn't say how many years.
It sounded like a number. Somewhere I got 8 years. Okay, 8 years. Let's just have.
I always talk to him first because he's like the nice little counselor.
And so she wants to know whether she should continue down this path, what she should do. He has an alcohol problem. What should she do?
And she says he's working on it.
She said he's working on it, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
That's what she said. So let me read to you my response. I think this is important. The answer to your question is really up to you.
So it depends.
It's up to you more than it is up to the other person. First, it is up to you about the status of your friendship and if this investment is time is going where you want it to go. Second, what are your standards and have you made them perfectly clear to your friend? Then you must decide if they meet them, that person will meet those standards or not. And if they do not, then you must make a difficult but necessary decision. The word decision is taken from the Greek word to cut. If you make an incision, you cut in. If you make a decision, you cut off. Plus, you ask for resources to help. I would recommend that you have your friend get into AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, and see if they're willing to do so, and if they're willing to attend the meetings and stay on the plan in order to get clean and stay clean, and in order to stay with you. If they do that, then that's great. And if they do not, then cut. I hope this helps. Bam. That was it.
And I read his answer and I was like, you're so smart. I love him. He's so insightful. And he was so gentle and kind.
Versus what she had said.
That's why we talk about it. Because I thought to myself, she's in this relationship for a long time. She's hopeful that he will change. And he has not.
Yes.
So my position is, are you willing to accept him if he doesn't change? Just simple, straight out. It's difficult. And if you are not willing to accept him if he doesn't change, then you have to get up out of there.
Yep.
You can, in my opinion, you cannot, I'm hoping and I'm staying there, accept him as he is and say, I will just work with whatever, not expecting that he will do what he says he's going to do.
And so that was her position, and I say that's probably not the...
Yours is just so wonderfully done.
My sweet Dawn Moss just...
You are the psychology major and all this other kind of stuff with theology. You're so wonderful.
Thank you, sweetie pie. I love you.
They'll give me some points later on.
Yeah, will.
Oh, okay.
Dawn Moss, I love you. She said, love you too. We love you too with your pretty self, and you take such good care of us. At the Carolina Kitchen, tell Lance I'm giving a shout out to our favorite soul food restaurant, the Carolina Kitchen in Washington, D.C. area. Okay.
So back to, this thank you. We're not going to call her name.
No.
She is struggling. So thank you for that. But then it took me down the path. Let me learn some more about addiction.
About addiction, because this is a really big problem.
And there are different kinds of addiction.
And a lot of relationships.
Right. And it comes down to, I had to get clarity because, first teacher, I'm like, what's addiction?
What is it?
An urge to do something that is so hard to control that you can't stop. Or you haven't figured out how to stop.
That's right.
And then another definition is a loss of control. Okay? And then there are different kinds of addiction.
Oh, there's some many kinds of addiction.
Then it falls into two categories. You've got the substance addiction and you have the behavior addiction. I never really knew that. The substance addictions and the behavior addictions. So I just kind of dealt with the top 5 after reviewing several sites. And this is according to the U.S. Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. Is that a mouthful?
Yeah.
The U.S. Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration estimated that there are over 20 million Americans 12 years and older who have addictions of alcohol or drugs. And you know what the number 1 addiction is?
What's that?
Guess.
Tobacco.
Oh,
tobacco, smoking.
And it's legal. That's the number 1 addiction. And the research says that probably it's the number 1 addiction because it is now, because it's been legal since after Prohibition. And it's a readily accepted addiction, and it's due to the nicotine.
And I got a whole issue about that because my father died from smoking cigarettes, and I was 13 years old. He died 2-pack a day until he had lung cancer.
But that didn't stop him. But he reduced.
They took out a lung, and he went from 2 packs to 1 pack. That wasn't a good idea. It did not serve him well, but that's what it is.
Which takes us to number 2.
Number 2.
Number 1 addiction is smoking, right?
Yeah.
And number 2 is alcohol. So your father smoked
and he
drank.
And he would have some, what they call a clucker. A clucker. A clucker. On Friday nights, he and his guys would get together and have some clucker.
At your house.
At our house. And the man would ride down the street you
showed me the liquor store.
I said that's the liquor store.
They delivered the liquor from 14th Street.
That's right. I said that's the liquor store that they subsidized. Okay, and the man would come down in the bicycle with the basket on the front with a big old bag of liquor, and they'd get up there and they'd laugh and joke and smoke.
So that's the number 2
Didn't
addiction.
serve them well.
Number 2, substance addiction. And they're estimated at least 18 million people in the United States suffer from that. And again, it's easy to get and it's legal. Okay? It's socially acceptable. But then the downside of that is you get cirrhosis of the liver, right?
Yep.
You can overdose from the alcohol and drunk driving, which kills thousands of people every year. Okay? Then number 3 is marijuana.
Okay.
That drops down to only about 4.2 million people, and it's becoming more socially acceptable. So we can assume as it becomes more socially acceptable, the number of people who will engage in it will increase, right? And that the potency of the marijuana is increasing as it is becoming more legalized and people can make their own concoctions and grow the marijuana in different areas of their home, or they have marijuana farms and all of this. And then number 4 is prescription painkillers.
Oxycontin.
Right.
Opioids.
Opioids like the codeine in the cough syrup, or the Vicodin, the Oxycontin, and most, they say many patients are not aware that they're addicted until they try to stop. Right? They take it for the pain, and then they can't stop. Right?
Yeah. And
then number 5 is cocaine.
Cocaine.
Slightly under 1 million people who are addicted to cocaine, and they're saying that the number who are on cocaine is actually going down.
Now there's also heroin, and there's
I know, but
we're going down and going. Cocaine. I want to get to the behavioral. I want to get to the behavioral stuff. All right.
Behavioral addictions, because I didn't really understand it. So now behavioral addictions, it's like, it has the same effect as like alcohol or the other drugs because of what it does to you mentally
to your brain.
Of your losing control.
Yep.
Okay? So if you substitute the word behavior for substance addiction, you're going to kind of end up with the same thing. It's a dependency.
That's right.
Something that you can't stop doing.
You are just
so it's so very hard. So they have programs for that. So the number 1 addiction,
boom.
What?
Gambling.
Gambling. Okay. And it's becoming more popular because
it's more
the
available.
Government is getting involved and finding that it is a way
and it's on
to
your
get
phone.
more money.
It's on phones. We are seeing a rash of commercials about, you can get an account right on the phone. Right on the phone. Right, where you at? Okay, go ahead, next.
Okay. So gambling closely resembles the drug and alcohol addiction because according to the American Psychiatric Association, that the addiction to the brain resembles the same kind of drug addiction patterns that the alcohol, the cocaine and stuff have, the effect on your brain.
Yep. Okay.
The areas that light up. Number 2 addiction. What you think?
Gotta get it on. Let's get it on.
The number 2 behavioral addiction is sex addiction. Sometimes you hear about you've got celebrities who are going into rehab because they have sex addiction problems. Like,
so you got to make sure people understand the difference between having a healthy sex life and an addiction to sex, which means that healthy sex life is that it's part of your routine, like eating and drinking, but you don't overdo it. You don't overdo it.
What does that mean, overdoing
sex? Sex is like eating. You become gluttonous, okay? And you become, I don't know what the word is.
So does that mean you have sex instead of going to work?
Yeah, you have sex instead of anything. Now, I talk about sex. Y'all know who join us all the time. I talk about it's good for sex. A brother got to get hooked up. Ladies, don't forget, brothers need sex and respect. But they also have to know that you can't be in the bed 24/7. You got to get up and go to work. So you got to be responsible for your bills. So you have to figure out
what's obsessive.
Right.
Okay, and I can't say what's obsessive for somebody else.
And let me tell you, part of the sex addiction is pornography. That can become an addiction. I heard somebody talk to me about a guy who had an addiction to looking at women's behinds. And even when he was out... Is
that a sexual addiction?
Well, it's a part of it because even when he was out with his lady friend, he would turn his head to look at... I want to say, boy, are you stupid? Are you stupid? See, that's as dumb as a rock. That's dumb as a rock. You know I was going to go there. That dumb as a rock. You out with your lady, your wife, your girlfriend, your significant other, and you're going to turn your head and look at another woman's behind.
He can't.
He couldn't help himself.
So then that's an addiction.
That's an addiction. Dumb as a rock addiction. Because she was upset. Okay, go ahead. I can get off on that tangent. Y'all know I like this dumb as a rock topic. Because far too many people.
So it could be considered also a mental health disorder.
Yes.
Okay. Or
hypersexuality.
Hypersexuality.
That means just anything, anybody, you know, tree.
That kind of reminds me of the stories of when you grow up on a farm. You know,
oh,
like
grow up in New Zealand. Yeah.
Leave that alone.
I'll leave it alone.
Okay. As with drugs and alcohol, and even gambling, hypersexual activity can respond to the 12-step program. You know, like the 12-step alcoholic program.
It's
you
sex
know
addicts.
they have. There's something called Sex Addicts Anonymous.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow.
Okay, so the third thing, so we have gambling, we got sex, and then we have internet addiction. It's number 3 in terms of behavior. Like, what is that? So psychologists
wake up all night long. Who's texting me? Who? Where? Facebook. I can't put my phone down.
Now the psychologists and psychiatrists say that when you occupy web time of up to 11 to 12 hours a day searching, that's probably an addiction.
That's an addiction.
Okay?
That's a
and
behavioral
that
addiction.
6 to 14% of internet users fall into that category. I kind of wonder, how do they come up with statistics that they stop long enough to say I have an issue?
Right.
And then number 4, shopping.
Shopping.
And I put in parentheses question, retail therapy.
And some people have that. That's how they.
But you know what? That is something that they push, that advertisers push on you, just like gambling.
Wow.
Just like alcohol on certain sports stations, all the alcohol, all the beer. So they make it so enticing that if you have a propensity or proclivity, how about that word?
You are so smart. I love that woman.
That you then fall off the wagon.
Off the wagon.
They call it shopping addiction. Is what we call retail therapy. Where these discount shopping.
Or as another couple I had a conversation with, we're getting lots of lessons. We're getting lots of calls. Y'all can email us. info@williejolly.com. info@williejolly.com with your issues, question. We won't use your name ever.
No.
And so we will.
Don't cause us to do some additional research.
Another person reached out about the wife who gets paid on Friday and by Monday is broke because.
I was like, how does that happen? I know you had a conversation. I said, how do you do that?
He said she's dipping into our money because she has spent up all her money over the weekend because she has this addiction. It's how she gets her.
But why? But then that takes you to hope.
Yeah.
I asked you that question.
Yeah.
What is going on that is making her feel compelled to have to buy something for satisfaction when he is right there and they've got a baby?
Yeah, well,
right?
that's
There's
just
a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, a whole lot going on.
Okay. So sometimes when we say retail therapy, it's you buy stuff to make you feel better. Like we're in with the pandemic still.
Yep.
And they talk about how all the sales are going up. So everybody's not broke and not working.
Right.
Right.
All they are broke and not, look, if they broke and not working, they're using that credit card. You know, when you're addiction, it doesn't have to make sense. It does not. It's not logical. It's not logical. People will do all sorts of things to fix that addiction. It's not logical. So you have to be mindful how it impacts your relationships. And that's what we want to get to. All right, another one.
So then counseling and behavior therapy is open. And then number 5 is video game addiction. It normally falls into the category of young people between 8 and 18.
I got to say this.
But if you've grown up with them.
Sharon said that person came into a relationship that way. You're right. And so you're absolutely correct. And that person has an addiction, an issue. What do you do, though? Now, let's talk about what do you do. Going back to my letter, I told the lady, you have to make the decision. This is more up to you than the other person. You can hope and wish that the other person will change, or you can set a standard and say, here is my standard.
But that's when they're not married.
They weren't married. Now, what do you do
happens when they're married?
Yeah, that because we get that also. We get people who are saying my husband has a pornography addiction, or he's
all right. So answer that.
The answer is go back to our book. That's why the book is what do you do when you have these challenges. You got to have the difficult conversations. And it's hard to have the difficult conversations, but you must have. And if you're listening to my Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell show every morning, as well as everybody should be on my daily newsletter so you get the 1-minute message. This week, we're talking about the 4 F's to have difficult conversations. You can access that if you go tonight to winwithwillie.com, sign up to the newsletter. You'll get day number 1, the first F. 4 F's. 4 F's to my friend Joseph Gray Jr., Pastor Joseph Gray Jr., my man and his beautiful wife. I believe I heard that we got a new Gray coming into the family. God bless you. Congratulations. Now, let's talk about the 4 F's. Be friendly. Then the next one, be frank. Then,
but it doesn't mean ugly.
No.
Because you tell the truth.
Then be fair. And then be focused on a win-win. We want you all to win. And how do you do that in marriage?
But it all goes
congratulations, Pastor Joseph Gray. Congratulations to you. I know your daddy gonna eat the other baby up like he ate the first one up. He'd spoil. You just got to deal with it. He gonna spoil it. All right. Anyway,
so it all goes back to communicating.
That's right. You got to communicate.
And that does not mean pointing fingers, but also it means sharing your heart.
Yes.
And working through what will work for both of you. And that is not necessarily easy. Let me get to one other
this is a good one.
Behavior that I had not thought of.
Right.
There is plastic surgery addiction.
Woo!
I had never plastic surgery addiction.
Woo!
They want to improve the way they look. And it can often stem from the fact that they don't like the way they look. They're not happy with themselves. And so sometimes they go to a number of dermatologists or plastic surgeons until they find somebody that will agree with them and perform the surgery. And it's called
body
dysmorphic disorder.
Body dysmorphic disorder, where you are addicted to, they need help. They need help. So here's what we say in the book. We say in the book that many times you got to leave the drama with your mama. And then that means that you've got to be willing to work through this with your mate. There are going to be people who got issues. Somebody said, what about hiding the goods in the car, the dress, the high heels, everything? That person needs a real 12-step program.
So you really got to say, I found it. Now what are we going to do?
That's right.
When you find it, you can't holler. You know, they have a problem.
They have a problem. But we want to, see, that's why we got this show.
So then you have to, if they're hiding this stuff and you find it, so they're hiding it from you because of fear of how you're going to react. So you can't.
You can't explode. That's not going to work.
They won't tell you anything.
Be friendly, be frank, be fair, be focused. We want you to win. What we want you to do is understand that we want 1 million marriages to be saved and 1 million. I should have talked to Bill Gates and Melinda Gates. They need the book. Bill and Melinda, get the book. Get the whole package. Get the package. Get the 2 books, the 2 workbooks, the audio book, and the seminar CD. You can afford it. It's only $150 for the whole package. Better than that divorce lawyer.
What they're going through is a great divorce, which is what
that's great. But I'm trying to get them to stay together because that's going to cost them billions with a B, billions of dollars to divorce. Just like Jeff Bezos cost him billions. Look, go to get the book. JollyMarriage.com. JollyMarriage.com. That's what I'm saying.
Binge eating.
Ooh, binge eating. That's another addiction. We see it in many communities where people are depressed and they eat. As our friend Dr. Rose said, they eat their feelings. They eat their feelings. Ooh, this is some stuff. We talking the real stuff tonight. Y'all gonna tell Lottie Dottie and everybody to listen to this replay. And tell everybody, where's our little card? Where's our little card? Where'd you move the little, here it is. Make sure here's the little card. So follow the Jollies on all the platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, HappilyMarriedMondays.com. Get all the episodes. What topics do you want to discuss? Now, we won't see them in the chat box. Just send us an email, info@williejolly.com. And then visit jollymarriage.com. If you want to get the free chapter, you can, but we recommend you get the box or the package. 2 books, 2 workbooks, audio book, and the CD seminar on CD, so you can grow your relationship. It's worth the investment that you invested time in getting together. Wouldn't you just take a little time and invest in staying together? Woo!
So, hotline numbers as a reminder, so I added one. So we've got the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, which is 800-273-8255.
One more time. 800.
Suicide Hotline, 800-273-8255.
Yep.
I added the Addiction Hotline. I didn't know there was one. The Addiction Hotline number is 844-607-2978. Again, addiction. Any questions? 844-607-2978. And then finally, the Domestic Violence Hotline, which is 800-799-2733.
7233.
I'm sorry, 800-799-7233.
And you know, that too could be an addiction that many people feel like my mama. I'll never forget, junior high school, the girl, I was walking her home from junior high school, and she said to me, "Now, if we were to go out, would you hit me?" I said, "No." She said, "Oh, I'd want you to hit me, because then I know you were serious. You would really love me." I was taken aback. I didn't know what to do. I'm still a young guy, you know. I went home and told my mama. My mama said, "Leave that girl alone." You hear me? That she comes from some sort of culture where that has been ingrained into her consciousness. We've got to raise consciousness, folks. And part of these addictions are consciousness raising. Some of them obviously are.
Well, they come from a culture where that was the norm and that was accepted and didn't know any different. So,
right.
So when you talk about raising your consciousness, is education.
Education and help. Get help. If you have an addiction and it's messing up your marriage, get some help. Get some help. She's giving you the addiction hotline, 844-607-2978. We know friends who've had gambling addictions. They beat it because they got help. We know friends who've had all sorts of addictions over the years who beat it. We want to see your marriage prosper and you to do well.
We have to work on it together and be supportive of each other.
Absolutely. Okay. Look, our time is up. We're way over time tonight, but we wanted to talk about this.
Yes.
Thank y'all. Keep sending your questions. Go to jollymarriage.com. Tell your friends to tune in every Monday night, 9 o'clock. Watch the replays.
Eastern Standard Time.
And tell Lottie, Dottie, and everybody we love you and nothing you can do about it. This is Dr. Willie Jolley.
And this is Dee, Taylor-Jolley.
Jolley out.
Jolley out.
God bless y'all.